Hey everyone, this is Donna. Hopefully this will be the last video giving the basic specs on my Smelly Telly, working title of course, invention idea. I want to try to cram as much as I can into this video and just give the quick general idea for both the manufacturer as well as the general viewer out there who might be interested in knowing about this device. Okay. So basically the manufacturers of this device can get up with product companies as well as the networks out there, whether it be TV networks, internet networks, whatever. Okay, for this device there's going to be hopefully sheets, micro sheets created that have scents in them, very concentrated scents, and it will have, the sheet will contain the cells, the scent cells in it. Okay, then there's the idea of having little bitty bottles in plastic bottles in a cartridge, say like maybe 36 tiny bottles in each cartridge that can be put into a device and expel scents, and they would be like highly concentrated scents within these bottles. Okay, and also another idea could be, it's like sheets or blocks of either wax, gels, or some type of oil, liquid, whatever. These of course would be stationary. These can be laid flat on a stationary ceramic heated platform, and each cell in this sheet or block or whatever can be heated when the smell code comes through. Okay, and that's basically how it will work. Is the networks and the manufacturers will create smell codes that will be sent from these networks to the Smelly Telly device itself, and each code will cause the device to either squirt a cell to expel a scent, or heat up a cell in order to generate a scent from that. Okay, so that's the basic principle of it. Okay, basically the manufacturers would have to like these product companies would have to communicate with the actual sheet, block, cartridge, whatever manufacturer, and like if they want a name brand smell to go with their name brand product, they can create that, or they can create their own smell sheets or whatever. However the whole system is worked out, as long as I get paid for my idea and I can work out deals, I'm good. Say like if I work out a deal with a manufacturer, the main manufacturer of this device, and then they want to turn around and work out deals with product companies, that's fine with me, as long as I get paid for my idea and input and whatever. I'm happy. You know what I mean? So, because I do want this to be a widespread thing. I don't want this to be just for one type of manufacturer, one type of whatever. I would like for this product to get out there and make it through different different product companies and all that. I want this to be a widely used device, basically. Okay, so I don't want there to be like a monopoly necessarily on the whole scent thing. Now, as far as the device itself, whatever companies get to me first, and however they want to work out a deal, and however I feel like that is best, that's the way I'm going to go as far as the actual device. So that could go either way. That could either be the company can either create a monopoly on it, or if they don't want the monopoly on it, then I can work out deals with other companies as well as them. However, whoever gets to me first, and however this plays out. Okay, but as for the actual scents, the scent sheets and cartridges and blocks or whatever, I think that can be I don't think there needs to be a monopoly on that. I think that it needs to be interchangeable between different companies so that it would make things better as far as the scents and all that. So I think that would be best how that would work. Okay, but anyway, so basically how it would work is once everything's set up, then the networks, once all the codes and all that is set up, the programmers at the networks will put in codes, timed codes, for each station that you turn to or whatever, or any networks that are actually participating. I know probably not all networks will participate in the beginning. This is probably going to be kind of a slow process, for all the different channels, or shall I say networks, to get on board. But basically the ones that do get on board, their programmers will send out the codes, okay? And then those codes will come into this device on a timed basis, depending on what's going on within a particular program or show, what kind of scents and products and all that stuff is being showed, okay? So those codes will come in based upon that, and once the code hits and your device actually has that scent on its sheet, it will go to that scent and either heat up the cell or squirt. Like if it's a cartridge, it will squirt the scent out of the bottle, or if it's a sheet, then the sprayer will go to that cell on that sheet and spray it. Now, if the smell does not exist, then the device does nothing. It will not emit any type of, in other words, there will be no action taken at that time. Okay, but if you're out of a smell, like if you've got the sheet in there, the code, hits, and the device normally would go to that area. If it is empty, then you will hear a beep. And then, like I said, if so much of each block or cartridge or sheet is empty, like say like 50%, then you will start hearing beeps, or like a kind of like annoying beeps or whatever, like a sequence of beeps to let you know that, hey, this device is almost empty, or the sheet or block cartridge is almost empty. You're at least 50%. These smells are gone, so if you want to change it, this would be a good time, whatever. But anyway, but otherwise, if you don't change it, whatever smells are left, it will still execute those smells or whatever until it's completely gone. Then once it's completely gone, then it will let you know with another type of sound that says, hey, this sheet is completely empty, and this cartridge or whatever is completely empty. So that way you will know. All right, so that's the basics of how the device works. Okay, and I have redesigned the sheet version of the device due to once I actually went into physically creating a prototype with construction paper and all that, then I realized how things really need to be positioned, blah blah, which the manufacturer can do what they want. This is just for me and my purposes. So I kind of redesigned it, and of course I have the buttons and everything, and I even created a web page. I did some HTML code and created my own little web page of each button, and it demonstrates what each button does. So like when I click the link, which I'm going to include that in this video, once I click each link, it will show what each button basically does, so that it can give you people like a visual and a sound version of what will happen once each button is pushed. Okay. And also, I'm including images of how the buttons will appear on the device, as well as remote controls, because I created remote controls as far as visual, not actual remote controls, but animated remote controls, and to give people a visual idea of how the remote controls are going to look. And I designed the remote controls, the buttons on the remote controls, to actually resemble how they will look on the device itself. how they will be displayed and showed on the device is how they will look on the remote. That way, you probably won't get this remote confused with your other remotes. Like once you pick this remote up, it will look like the buttons will look like how they look on the device itself. So, you know, that I think that would help a lot of people saying, okay, well, yeah, this remote goes to this device. So, yeah. But anyway, I hope I haven't forgotten anything, but that's basically the final specs on how the device is going to work. You know, in my previous videos, I've already talked about how, as far as the networks or the internet or whatever, how the codes can be sent through. There can be web pages or programs created for these codes to be created on those pages or whatever, or shall I say programs, to send out the codes with. So they can be put in there, and then the codes will be shot out to the device. And of course, you have to allow it, like when you set up the device, you have to mash the button that says that it's going to allow communication between the device and the networks. And as far as the internet, there's also an extra precaution, because through the TV networks, you pretty much know that, you know, you're not necessarily going to be given a virus into your machine. I mean, that's kind of a given, unless there's like this amazing hacker out there that goes and hacks all the networks. But, you know, hopefully that won't happen. But so basically, you would only have to press that one button to allow that type of communication. Okay, but as far as the internet, you know, there's hackers all over the place, and that, you know, there's a little bit more of a danger involved. So when you go to certain websites, let's just say YouTube, for instance, hopefully YouTube will put up a disclaimer and another button to where you mash it on the internet, on YouTube's page or whatever, that will basically let you know that, hey, look, we're doing everything we can to protect our website, but, you know, there's always going to be a risk that you take, and it's not our liability. So, you know, if you want to take that risk, then go ahead and click OK. You know, we will send out the executable codes in each video. Like each time you click on a video, and if that video is a participating video that has the smell codes coming through, then your device will receive those smell codes. If it's connected up to your home network or computer network or whatever, however you got your device set up as far as the internet networks, it will receive that code. And the code will be specific to the device. Hopefully everything will be set up to where your computer won't recognize these codes, only your device. Like even though they may go through your computer or your home network or whatever, no other device will recognize these smell codes. In other words, they won't know what to do with them. They won't execute them, nothing like that. Only the device itself, the Smelly Telly device, will be the only device that knows what to do with these smell codes. Okay? So that's basically how that will work. Hopefully once you click OK, then it will stay that way, kind of like a default thing for each time you go to YouTube and watch a video or whatever. Then it will stay that way unless you decide to change it. Like you can opt out and say, look, no, I don't want these codes coming through my network or whatever, or I cut my device off, I don't want to deal with it, blah, blah. You know, you can do that. Or just leave it on. I mean, like if you have your device cut off, then nothing's going to happen anyway. But, you know, but anyway, the option hopefully will be there. As for like the individual people that run the individual creators of videos, if you've worked out a deal with the networks, if you've worked out a deal with the product companies out there, they can set you up with codes that once you load up a video, you will put these codes in based on the time frame of your video. Like if you know you're gonna pour Hershey's chocolate over something at a certain time in your video, then that's when you would put that code on that time frame. Because once you load up your video, you will be given the option to punch in these codes. So you will put that code in the program or whatever at that time, so that when that happens, when the video plays and you pour that Hershey syrup or whatever, then that smell will come through people's device if they have that scent in their device. So that's basically how that will work. And that way you will get a little bit of extra money. It will be like an extra deal that individual creators can work out between product companies and all this stuff. So there's money that can be made between, product companies, website, even companies like Google or YouTube or whatever. They can work out these extra deals called, I guess, a smell deal. So it'd be extra money made with product companies and all that type of thing. There can, different royalties, all that type of thing. Once the framework is set up, that's how it will work. Royalties will be shared amongst, the different networks and the manufacturers. So, I'll leave that up to them, however they want to generate that. But that's basically, in my mind, that's how it will work. That's how money will be made. That's how this whole system will be set up, is through a whole royalty type deal. So I think this would be a very good thing. I think it would be awesome for network companies out there. I think it'd be awesome for YouTube creators out there that want to make a little extra money besides the regular ad revenue they get. This would be a way they can work out deals with these product companies and have that happen. So that would be awesome. And also it's good for the the customer out there, the consumer. You got yourself a really cool device that generates smell, and smell-o-vision will actually be here. So, yay! I think it's a win-win for everybody. Okay, before I go into the demonstration of the buttons on my website, I would like to add that these codes will be set up on a universal system to where each time a code is created, it's added to the database. There will be like this database between manufacturers and product companies and networks. So that way duplicate codes won't be made. You don't want 4 or 5 different actual smells to be associated with just one smell code. So in order to prevent that, there will be like a database created that all parties involved will have to go under. So each time a new smell code is created, it has to be I guess what you say, kind of approved through the system. It can be set up to where it will be automatic or not. There could be this database that everyone is connected up to, right? And once they go to punch in to try to create a new code, once they punch in the code, if it's already there, if it already exists, then it will immediately let them know that no, this code already exists. You'll have to create another one for your smell. So that way it will prevent problems as far as that goes, and it will help everyone involved. So definitely that will have to be created. Someone will have to create a program with this database in it. And also, people can add these codes, let's say YouTube creators or whatever, just for kicks. If you know what these codes are, so if you know what the code is for a grass smell or some kind of stinky smell or whatever, and you just want, for fun, you want to add that code into your video, cool. That's awesome. That's the whole fun of it. And if, people have that smell code on their device, then it will execute, and that's the whole fun of it. In other words, a lot of the codes will be connected up with product companies, say Tide, or their good smelling products that they have, perfume companies, food companies, restaurants, big chain restaurants that want their smell codes created and put out there. All kinds of product companies and just companies in general that that want to do that. Then that's awesome. But also just a general generic or whatever codes can be created for other smells out there. Like I said, stinky smells, grass smells, mud smells, you know, just you name it. If a product company or the manufacturer, shall I say, the code smell manufacturer, the sheet, the block, the cartridge, whatever, if they just want to create smells for grasses or flowers or whatever that they know that are going to appear in TV programs or commercials or whatever, then you know they can create it, and basically the world will know these codes. Everyone can have access to these codes, even, like I said, even YouTube creators or whatever, that it can be on the internet or whatever. They can get these codes if they want. Now, if product companies want to protect their codes, then fine, and you know, just give them out to people that they want to promote it, whether it be, you know, video creators or TV program networks or whatever, then that's fine. That's their own discretion. But just in general, I hope that there's a lot of smells out there, and even some companies that don't care, that want their smell out there, because the more they get that smell out there, the better for them. You know, it's definitely a win. You know, so they get those smells out there, and these manufacturers create these cartridges or sheets or whatever, and you can put them in your device, and you can enjoy and have a good time, and it'll be a good thing for everybody. So, you know, that's basically, you know, how that hopefully will work out. That's my dream. That's my idea for that. So yeah. Now, if anyone is confused and want maybe a little more input or whatever, I have made previous videos. You're welcome to look at those to maybe kind of help you. I kind of took it, you know, as I went, as my process of thinking went. I made these videos. So, you know, if you want to, you can go back and look at them. And that way it will kind of maybe help you a little bit better to understand what I'm talking about right now. So, but anyway, I'm fixing to show you my web page that I created for the buttons and everything, and then I'm gonna be out. So I hope everyone is having a good day, and I hope you enjoy this video, and that this is a good thing. I really hope that this does get created. It would just be a dream come true for me. So I appreciate any likes, shares, any good vibes or good anything that any of you folks out there can give me, advice, whatever. I'm open for it. So thank you all very much. Device on. Welcome to Smell-O-Vision. Device off. Goodbye. Communications on. Bluetooth on. Password was successful. Password was unsuccessful. Please try again.